You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Hello, beautiful people. How are you guys doing? It's me, Nadia. If you don't already know me, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome some more. So this is just going to be kind of a casual discussion or things that I want people to kind of think about or things that I've been thinking about. I've had a couple requests of some videos to make. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my little brain dump. Okay. So first I want to have a disclaimer out here because I'm not a professional commentator, nor do I try to act like that I am. Also, I am just a woman who is exploring and trying something creative by making these videos. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to call them hot topics. So the hot topics, I'm going to go down the list. Femininity and some of the things that goes into that. Soft life, some of the things that go into that. The manosphere, KS, you know who that is. And also meditation, yoga, self-care Sunday, horoscopes, and things like that. And beauty standards. So I'm starting to see that things kind of go hand in hand with each other. So when you talk about femininity, I was wondering to myself, why is there so many people talking about femininity? I'm very confused because, you know, I'm just naturally feminine, whether I like it or not. And most of the times that has not been to my favor. And I can give you guys an example. When I was in school, I used to, you know, put my makeup on and want to look cute, and it's just the way that I like to be. But people automatically assume that I'm a dum-dum because of me wanting to put on lipstick, wanting to wear eyeliner, wanting to wear perfume, doing these things. I automatically have been put in a box because I'm feminine, because I look this way, or they think that I'm weak because I look this way, I talk this way. Little did they know that I'm sharp as can be, babe. To see people wanting to be feminine and looking into it is very strange to me because it's just something that came naturally to me. And it's actually something that I have been told by Nadia, you can't come to class looking like this, you know. Your professors are going to think this. They're going to think that you're not serious about class. They're going to think that you're not serious about learning. They're going to think that you're not focused on the discussion. You're a distraction. You're a distraction and you need to tone it down, okay? So that's the kind of stuff that I've been getting with femininity. And we can even talk about beauty standards. You can't come out here to this school looking like this. People are going to want to attack you. People are going to want to see you suffer because right now you're looking a little too pretty. And nobody wants to see a pretty, smart black girl, okay? Nobody wants to see that. You need to tone yourself down. You need to take off your lipstick. You need to take off your makeup. You need to put your head down. Don't look up. Be quiet. Don't talk too much. Don't put on gloss. Don't do this, don't do that, because you will be a target. This is what I've been told. And you know what? The truth of the matter is, yes, people will automatically, especially people who are insecure, if they see you and they see that you're looking this kind of way, and if they have the power to make you suffer, they will. Some people, not all people. So, you know, all this femininity talk and all this beauty standards talk, I really don't talk about it that much because it's never been something that is easy for me to go through or navigate through. It's usually something that I got punished for. Just think about Legally Blonde, okay? You see how they treated her? She was trying to be a lawyer. Even nobody respected her because the way she was walking around looking like a little Barbie. People don't respect femininity. They do not. So yeah, so that's how I feel about femininity. And the soft life, I feel like it's just kind of having grace with yourself and kind of, you know, trying to make things as smooth as possible for yourself. And yeah, I'm naturally do that too. People might want to call that lazy, but I'm not lazy because I'll work hard for things that I want. The person that passed away that was saying all these crazy things, you could tell that he was just doing it for clout, okay? I think in this day and age, we validate other people's opinions and other people's viewpoints without validating our own opinion and validating our own viewpoint and what we see with our own eyes in society, what we see when we walk around, what we see from our family, what we see from our friends. We have to be able to discern things ourselves instead of going with the hype, going with whatever people are telling you, whatever is trending, like meditation and all this wonderful stuff and all that. Go ahead and do what works for you. Basically, what I see in all these things is a breakdown in the social structure and the social system that we live in right now. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing people who are uncomfortable. I'm seeing people who are not happy with the way things are going in life and are trying to cling on to something to help them cope. And I do think that coping mechanisms are very important and very much needed. And that's what I choose to do. I choose to look at my life in a big picture and realize that a lot of things are distraction. A lot of these things are a distraction. It's important to want to be involved in certain things and want to do things that are good for you, that will help you out in your life. But most of the times, if you listen to your own intuition and if you understand discernment, you can get the answer to a lot of these questions. And I feel like a lot of things that are going on right now is a big distraction. And it's sometimes energy that's aimed at concepts and people that should not be, that energy should not be going towards that. Sometimes you can do all these things to help yourself cope and help yourself go through things, and it's still not good enough. So then you ask yourself, okay, so what's really the root of the problem? And I think people are not really looking into the root of the problem of what's really causing any kind of uncomfortable feelings. And I feel like that's really what's going on. I mean, I could get really deep into this, but we are the little people. We are the little people, and there's systems placed above us that needs to be changed at the end of the day. That's what I feel like. There needs to be systems that needs to be changed. And until those systems are changed, all this stuff is just going to be ways to cope with whatever we are going on, whatever is going on in our lives. So that's how I feel about that. All right, so let's talk about beauty standards real quick. I try to read a couple of articles that kind of like explain beauty standards and whatever. So this one student, she wrote about it, and she bunched it into a couple of things: evolution, capitalism, social media, and of course the contradictions that goes with that, and conclusion. Basically, when it comes to science, they say that the beauty standards has to do with science. If you look a certain way, then you're most likely going to be healthy, then you're most likely going to facilitate and have offsprings that are healthy. So there goes the evolution part of beauty standards. And then, of course, a good old capitalism. If we can sell you a product that makes you beautiful, then yes, you're gonna buy it. So of course, look, how many things? Your hair, your makeup, your eyeshadow, your lipstick, that's the money that companies are getting, okay? If you feel like, and even your body, now it's starting to get to the body. Now you can have surgery to do all these things, to make your body a certain way for beauty. And what does these things do? It exploits people off their insecurities or whatever feelings that they have about themselves. And then that way you'll spend money. And every time you'll need to spend more and more money to look a certain way, okay? So a way to fight that is to say, no, I don't need this, I don't want this, and you don't have to buy it. But yeah, it's easier said than done, of course. And then on top of that, social media. social media will show all these girls looking perfect. And even me in this video, you see my face is nice and cleared out because I have some kind of filter in here that doesn't show any of the imperfections in my skin. Yeah, and I like it that way. But will I take it off sometimes? Maybe, maybe not. Especially if you're used to social media and you've never been without social media. It causes a lot of problems with the young children and young people. They don't know a life without social media. They think that this is normal, that everybody should be looking a certain kind of way. And so I feel like that has to be combated inside the house, inside the home. And just letting people go out and see people, real people, to know that you shouldn't expect to want to look this way or be this way. You know, I feel that that's important. But also, beauty standards are different for everybody in every country, whatever. There is a dominance of Eurocentric beauty standards here because that is the society that has the most control right now, the most power right now. So of course they're going to infiltrate and make everybody else believe that, hey, this is the way that you're supposed to look. And then that's when capitalism comes in, and that's how they can make money off of exploiting others to try to look more like them, or to say that this is the way to be. You should have that intrinsic value with yourself at the end of the day. Intrinsic value within yourself, and believe in yourself. Believe that you are worthy. Believe that you are what you consider beautiful. Believe that no matter how society treats you or what society deems you as, you know who you are. You know what you accept for your life. And other people either need to either get in line with it or step to the side, okay? Simple as that. And I feel like it comes down to coping mechanisms. If you fall in the category of people who are deemed as beautiful, then good for you. Go, high five, yay, you're pretty. If you're just whatever considered to society mediocre, okay, you're mediocre. If you're considered not the pretty, then what are you gonna do about it? You know, you can't sit here and make people believe that you're not beautiful. You know. So that's when it comes down to knowing how to have coping mechanisms and knowing that you are valuable no matter what anybody thinks, okay? Because there is a lot of so-called beautiful people who are so ugly and who are so not even pretty, not even good looking. It's just gone, okay? That might be evolution. That might be evolution's way. You know, when you see somebody who's like, wow, they're so pretty, they're so this, and you start to see their personality and you see how they are, and just something about them. It's just like maybe their attitude's rude, or maybe they're still pretty, or they're just weird like me, and suddenly they're not that pretty anymore. So I feel like you don't get to carry the pretty card all the time. And the same thing, somebody who's, you know, might not think is at first as attractive, and you start get to know them and you start seeing their personality, and then something just changes and there's like a shift in energy, and they're just beautiful to you now. They're just beautiful. And that's your inner core, your soul, you know. That's what is the most important, is realizing whose soul is beautiful, okay? That's what's the most important. Because all this right here is a facade. It's just an exterior thing. It's just flesh. It's just skin. It's just lips. It's just eyes. It's really not that serious at the end of the day. But when you bypass all of that exterior stuff, that's when you get to the soul of the person. That's when you get to the spirit of the person. And that's what I feel like I always try to focus on. And that's what I see, or try to see, in people when I meet them, when I talk to them, when I bring them into my life. I want to see what kind of soul they have. I want to know what kind of spirit they have. How does their spirit coincide with my spirit? How does their soul coincide with my soul, you know? Do they bring my energy up, or do they bring my energy down? Are they floating, or are they heavy? You know, that's what beauty is to me. And that's what I feel like a lot of people are unfortunately forgetting, the big puzzle. You know, you can do all this exterior things. You can get all the surgery that you want. You can get anything that you want to get done if you have the money, if you have the resources. You can buy all the makeup that you want. But if your soul, if your spirit is lacking, then what's the point? What is the point? What are you going to get out of all this exterior changes that you're making? I do see people talking about wanting to get therapy, wanting to change for the better, but I feel like it's mostly exterior things that people are focusing in their energy on, you know? And that's pretty sad, in my opinion, because life is more than just trying to strive to look a certain kind of way, you know? But anyways, I'm tired of talking, so bye.